Hello and welcome to this video. I am still on tour. I'm in a hotel room at the moment in Vienna, Austria. The last gig we did was in Slovakia. It was a fantastic gig, but you don't want to hear about that today. You want to hear me do a mix. And in this video, I'm going to be mixing an old song that I co-wrote with my bandmates in a band called Rome. Years ago, R-O-A-M that was. It was written by Terry Mitchell, myself, Nick Mahoney and Wayne McCann. But this recording of it was actually recorded by my next band, which was Juice. So this is me on vocals, guitar, Hammond Piano, Nick Mahoney on bass, the same guy on bass, and Andres Luengo on drums, who has drummed on a few things that I've mixed on this channel. Also, the link to the Multitrack will be in the description. I've done absolutely nothing to this so far. My aim in this is to try and mix purely with stock plugins, just the built-in Cubase stock plugins. And I want to see how far I can get with that, keeping things really simple, just trying to get a good sound. The other thing is, because I'm in a hotel room, I'm not in my beautiful setup at home with all my analog stuff. I'm using headphones, which is not something I enjoy doing in the slightest. So this could be a complete disaster. Let's see. The headphones are the AKG K702s for those of you that are interested. So yeah, let's see where we're at. And I'm just going to go through and start balancing some things, start panning some things, just kind of play it from the beginning and see where we get to. Okay, so those guitars need to be panned left and right. Overheads already left and right. Turn the overheads down a bit. Hi-hat down for now. The overheads in a bit. This guitar can go down.
In control, but everything is going slow. I can't explain when I try. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete.
Let's drum up a bit. Let's get the toms panned round. Just going to do some dead panning for now on those, just to widen it as much as possible. Well, that sounds mostly truly horrible at the moment, so we need to do some EQing, compression, stuff like that. So let's start with the drums. I'm going to start with the bass drum. Let's have a listen and see what's going on there. I am aiming to use all the Cubase stuff, so let's just use their built-in channel strip to do as much as possible. So just dialed in a bit of a gate on that. Standard stuff. add some nice sort of fundamental in. Pull some of that out. So what I'm trying to do is pull out the problem area, but turn up a little bit of top end on it, and then low pass it. Again, let's put a gate on. Allow some of the noise through. Let's get the fundamental up. Cut some boxiness. Some nice crisp top end, but then I'm going to turn this to another parametric. Make that broader. What's the snare drum under giving me? Don't want any of that. Just want just some nice crisp top. I will probably high pass it as well. Now on to the overheads. There's a lot of sort of nastiness happening around here. So I'll pull some of that out. Boxiness. 400, pull some of that out. High pass. Come back to the toms in a bit. Let's listen to a bit of it with some hi-hat. And that dead left. Put the mid out in it. High pass it fairly harshly, about about 500-600 hertz. With that 521, doesn't really matter what it is, but just get all that low out of the hi-hat. So what I'm now going to do is mute everything else, just get rid of it out the mix for the moment. Play the drums from the start. Right, so let's deal with those toms now. Let's just do a bit of EQ. It's the third tom is there. Let me just loop that round for a bit. We'll put it in the center just to EQ it. Just put some bottom end. Standard sort of stuff, 500 out. Horrible harsh stuff about 3K. A little bit high pass, maybe about 60 hertz, something like that. Let's center that again just for EQ. Do the same sort of thing. Same kind of thing, bit of 500 out. Bit of horrible 3K out. Are we using the first tom at all? At any point is the first tom played? Yeah. It's basically doing the same on all of them. I could have linked the channels and done a lot of this the same. I could have put them in a group and done the same EQ across the group. I mean, they're not gated yet, but they've certainly got more of a tone about them now. Now, it seems to me that first tom is only really playing with the second tom. Let me just check that that's true. So that's just snare coming through there. I think the only time that first tom is hit is with the second tom. So I'm going to pan the second tom dead left and the third tom dead right, and also the first tom dead left as well. Bring that vibra slap down. Pan that slightly to the right as well. Just link the channels, put a bit of gate on all of them. Bring up the release so that you can hear the toms ring out better. So all we've done so far is a bit of gating and a bit of EQ. There's no, and panning obviously. There's no compression, there's no reverbs, there's nothing else at the moment. Just playing with levels, pan and EQ. Very, very, very simple stuff. Now in context, I'll play about with the EQ of these overheads a bit. Maybe I want to pull out a little bit higher actually. Changing the polarity on the bass drum because I want to see whether it comes through a bit more. Right, let's take all of these drums, including the vibra slap, why not, and make a group, which I'm going to call, well, it's a stereo group, and I'm going to call this drums, because why wouldn't I? And this is EQ on all of the drum kit. Little bit there, which is pretty much what I'd do on the UV-EQ before hitting the compressor. So let's see what I can do with some kind of overall compressor. So I put a compressor here after the EQ, which is how I do it. I'm not sure I want to use that tube comp. This is meant to be more, I suppose, like an 1176. Oh, I've got that loop on. Go back to that tube compressor. I know I haven't changed any settings, but I just want to hear. That's definitely giving me the kind of character that I'm more looking for. But I don't want the level increase. Why do these things always increase the level? Right, so for a drum bus, I'm looking at about 30 milliseconds of attack. A fairly tight release. Let's get the mix fully up for now. Let's overdo it a little bit. A little bit higher attack. A high pass side chain. I want it to get the snare but not the kick, so about 150 is enough. Using the mix, I'm just going to bring some of that dry signal back. That's me monitoring the side chain. Okay, that's nice. What's this character do? No idea what it's doing, but I like it. Well, let me try some saturation on this. Use the tape saturator. Take it way over the top for a minute. Auto gain when you're not doing a great job. Right, I'm going to turn that off. What I'm going to do is put that on all the channels instead. let's put that on all of those. And then I can turn it up quite a lot and then pull it back on the things that I don't want. For example, I imagine the bass drum and the snare are going to be a bit too much. That's way too much. Just a little tickle of it, that's all I need. That'll do, that's all's needed. Bit of EQ on the snare. Turn up some more of that fundamental. More such. This is for the snare, a little bit of compression on the snare. We'll put the compressor before the saturation, but after the EQ. Sounds quite nice. Try the drive. Totally unnecessary. Might just bring the snare down a bit now. Take some bottom off those toms. I think the headphones are making me want to push the bottom way more than I should. Bring them down a little bit. Let's bring the bass in. So I'm going to duplicate the bass track and have a bass low and a bass high. So my usual thing is between 60 and 120 is what I consider my bass sub, and then I'll tweak from there. So basically we've got an octave at the bottom end. And then the bass high. Which we've now got to flip the polarity on because all that high passing and low passing is changing the phase. This is the kind of what I consider the top end of the bass. Whack on loads of tape saturation. Don't see why that's called auto gain when it's clearly making it considerably louder. But I want to get more gentle compression on the bottom after the EQ. Long attack, fast release. Just literally tickling it by a couple of dB. If I saturate that bottom end, what does it sound like? Tiny bit, but not too much. Same sort of subtle compression on the top end, but with a faster attack. So these guitars, way too loud, but let's pull them down a bit. EQ wise, there's something in the high mids I'm not liking. Kind of that 2.5, 3K. Taking 500 out is pretty much just a matter of course, I think. See what the saturation does to that. See, it's quite it's a guitar sound that's got quite a lot of transients on it, and I think that the saturation is really rounding off those those transients nicely. And I don't. My worry is I'm pushing it too much because I'm working in headphones and. Same thing again, it's that 2.5, 3K region. It's horribly out of tune. only needs to be in the background. I do love Hammonds. I want a lot of top end, but I want to pull out the harsh bits. Standard 500 out. It's almost like a cat going meow. Oh, so yeah, what is that? What goes on there? Something is clashing. It's weird. That kind of sounds alright on its own, and with the bass. But you put the two together. Right, it's saying it's on the, in my ears, I'm hearing it on the left. It's nowhere near as bad soloed. I'm just bending a string horribly. I might just forget about it because I've literally never noticed this before, and this was recorded back in 2002, so for 23 years I've not noticed that. Bit more of that out. I want to give these their own saturate the overheads a little bit more. Bring the high filter back a bit, so give them a compressor. Just give it a little bit more weight. So we've got this fourth guitar here. I'm going to drive this nastily. And I'm putting a tremolo on it. Sticking all with the stock plugins. Put one on triplets. Starting to come together. I want to do a little bit of just stereo bus, the master bus processing. I'm going to use the built-in frequency plugin for some master bus EQ. The level going into it isn't that much, so it's not saturating a huge amount. Right, that's really annoying because the makeup gain is affecting the dry mix. And that is really annoying. So if I've got this at mix 0%, right, this one doesn't. This one works fine. Right, I'm going to use this one to slam it a bit, I think. Turning everything up to see what it sounds like. Leave it on low ratio. I make this that kind of vibrato guitar a stereo channel instead of a mono channel. I'm going to put something widening on it just to get it out the center. So I'm sure Cubase has got a Rotary built into it, which it has. So let's mix in a bit of this. Sounds quite nice, I like that. Mix a bit of that in. Yeah, I'm going to change the mix of the parallel compression, the drum bus. A little bit more of the bass drums. Now we got that Leslie on it, the EQ needs to change a bit. So that's sounding all right. We need some reverbs. We need some other bits and pieces to make it sound cool. But I'm going to have a little ear break from it for a minute. And then I will come back and put the vocals in, put some reverbs on, stuff like that. And let's see if we can get this sounding pretty good using only Cubase plugins. Okay, I'm back from an ear break and I think it is time to add some reverbs, set up some reverbs and stuff like that, and then put the vocals in. So first thing I'm going to do is set up a drum reverb. So let's select the top snare and the 3 toms. I'm going to right click and say Effect Track to Selected Tracks. And I want to select a reverb that is a Steinberg one because we are staying entirely within the Cubase ecosystem. Now, which one to go for? I'm going to go for Revelation because that's just a kind of a standard algorithmic reverb similar to, I'm sure we can get sort of lexicon-y type sounding things out of that. So I'm going to call this Drum Reverb. I'll drag that to the bottom here, and I'm going to make sure that that reverb there is going to the drum bus. So all the reverb is going to get squashed in with all the drums on the drum bus compression. So let's look some presets. Good place to start. Bit pre-delay. Pre-delay is really important because it separates the reverb from the drum. Want some crisp top end. But I don't want to feed the top end into the reverb. I want the top end to come from the mids. I want the reverb to come from the mids, and then it'll produce its own top end. Yeah, about 350-ish out on the reverb. A little bit of saturation on it. The release time right down, and it will bring out the reverb tail a bit more. The other reverb's quite present. So now I'm going to set up what I call just the instrument reverb. So I'm going to select all of these, do the same thing again, effect track to selected tracks. I'm going to use, I'll try Revelation again. I might try something, the convolution reverb. What's that called? That's called Reverent. So I might try that. Maybe I'll use that on vocals. I don't know. We'll see what this sounds like first. So this will be an instrument reverb. And I want to make sure that all of those sends are nicely turned down, because I don't want to send anything to it yet. Quite like them being pretty dry. Bit of pre-delay. Medium room sort of thing. It's nice. That can come right down in the mix a bit. Top end off that. My camera is back. Oh, didn't even notice it ran out of space. I was so into what I was doing. So the last bit you've watched without my little face in the corner, which was probably a bonus. Anyway, back to wherever we were. I was breaking the rules. I've decided I don't want to use that Cubase built-in piano. So I'm going to change it to something completely different. And in a way, I'm not breaking the rules because this is about mixing, and the piano sound is something that is usually done during the tracking process. So this isn't really mixing. This is more the arrangement of the song. But still, I'm just not happy with the piano in the mix. So I'm going to change it for something completely different. I'm going to try, because I've got in Contact, I've got the Mercury. I'm going to see what that sounds like, because this is usually my go-to piano. I'm just going to put this over here for a second. I mean, that does sound great straight out the box. So let's have a look at the channel strip for that, get that in the context of the song. What I might do is take out some of the mono so that it's spreading it more left to right to keep the space in the mix. Just going to mute it. Yep, just doesn't need to be in there. Just going to bring up the ultra close to get a little bit more ping out of it. Tiny bit of the reverb that I've got going for the guitar. Definitely want a lot of reverb. High pass going into the reverb. And low pass a little bit. Scoop the reverb a touch. Smooth out the transients a bit with some tape saturation. Might be being a bit shy with it. It might be because I'm in headphones. I'm worried to push it. That's nice, nice balance. Right, let's have a look at the vocals. We'll turn off the delay trigger for now. In fact, I'm just going to drag it out the way. And whatever I do on these, it's all me and it's all the same mic and everything. So I'm going to do the same to all of it at first.
I'm alone There is no fear.
High pass about 150.
I'm in control.
Low pass at 15k-ish.
It's going slow.
And then a high shelf on the top.
Explain. Well, I try. So I stand. Another stand. It is my struggle. The one I planned. I'm incomplete.
This is that headphone spill.
I'm incomplete.
I'm definitely not the best singer in the world, but I'm having a go.
I'm alone in a world. There is no fear.
Let's get a bit of saturation going, quite a bit.
I'm in control, but everything is going slow. I can't explain.
Bit of compression before it.
Try. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete. I'm alone in a world. There is no fear. I'm in control, but everything is going slow. I can't explain. Well, I try. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete.
So now I'm going to send all of those vocal channels to a group, which I'm going to call vocals, surprisingly enough. And we'll start to play out with some effects on that.
I'm alone.
See, it doesn't sound that distorted in the mix.
I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete.
So what I'm trying to do is get all the vocals compressed together, so when it goes from 1 to 3,
I'm alone in a world. There is no fear.
so 1 is just tickling. I've got 20 odd, well, 18 millisecond attack.
Control, but everything is going slow.
Oh, that's a bit too much saturation on those now.
Well, I try. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete.
Take off a little bit more of a high pass. Now they're all accumulating together.
So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete.
Right, let's get a delay.
I'm incomplete.
What's the studio delay? I've not used this before, so this will be fun.
I'm alone in a world. There is no fear. I'm in control, but everything is going slow. I can't explain. Well, I try. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I'm alone in a world there is no fear.
I see, this is all like the panning stuff.
I'm in control.
Oh, I like that.
But everything is going slow. I can't explain. Well, I try. So I stand. I'm alone in a world.
Ooh.
There is no fear.
Never used this before. This is really nice.
I'm in control, but everything is going slow. I can't explain. Well, I try. So I stand.
Ooh,
I'm alone in a world. There is no fear. I'm in control, but everything is going slow. I can't explain. Well, I try. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete.
Out of the whole group, I'm just going to take a bit more of that low mid. I've got a lot of boominess in my voice generally.
Coming into a place I've been before. But things have changed. There's not the freedom I once adored. I can't explain. Well, I try. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete.
That vocal double, I want to put something on it to make it sound kind of more stereo. So what can I do to do that? What have we got in our Steinberg collection here to do? That's going to be some kind of modulation. Let's just try a standard chorus, see if we can get some kind of like double tracking type thing going on.
So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete.
See, that one's a little bit more monotonal because it's lower. So I'm going to take out a bit more bottom ender.
I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete.
And now I've pushed the compression on the vocal bus. It's bringing up that delay a little bit too much, so I'm just going to back that off to about 7%. And this guitar that I put the Rotary on, I'm going to put frequency on it.
Coming in into a place I've been before. But things have changed. There's not the freedom
I want to take out some more 500. Because that's like a counterpoint to the vocals, so I want it to share some of the space, but because of the rotary on it, it's very left and right. Right, so I'm going to get that vocal there. In fact, I'm going to duplicate that track, V2, and I'm going to call that V3. I'm going to get that whole vocal there, and I'm going to merge it. And now I'm going to just try and take it up an octave and see how bad this sounds. And really turn it down just to have some harmonic content in the background. Sounds awful, but in the mix, I think.
So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete.
It's giving it a nice texture.
I'm incomplete. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete.
Gives it that kind of higher vocal on it, but without actually singing anything, because I can't sing that high. Okay, let's work on this vocal one, what I've called vocal one delay trigger, V1 delay trigger. So this is just certain words. So it's just an individual word. So first thing I'm going to do is high and low pass that. So we're just getting the middle of the signal. And I'm going to saturate it a lot. I want that even thinner. And what we're going to do is we're going to put on the mono delay. Nice, straight, clean delay. Put the drums on as well.
There is no, I'm alone, in a world. There is no fear.
Dotted, isn't it?
I'm in control. I'm alone, in a world. There is no fear. I'm alone, in a world. There is no fear. I'm alone.
And then I'm going to put a stereo delay after it. I'm going to select my stereo 20 milliseconds, which basically is 100% wet on the right, 0% wet on the left, so completely dry on the left, and it's just delaying it by 20 milliseconds on the right. So those delays will be pushed left to right artificially.
I'm alone, in a world. There is no fear. I'm alone, in a world. There is no fear. I'm
Now we compress.
It's going slow. I'm alone in a world. There is no fear. I'm in control, but everything is going slow. I'm alone in a world. There is no fear.
That sounds good to me.
I'm in control, but everything
Take it down a bit.
is going slow.
Maybe a bit more saturation.
I'm alone in a world. There is no fear. I'm in control, but everything is going slow. Explain well, so I stand.
Hammond up a touch. So I want to bring the piano out in that section there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the volume plug in.
I'm alone in a world. There is no fear. I'm in control, but everything.
We'll make it wider as well. What we're going to do is we're going to bypass both those plugins. And I'm going to click on right and just unbypass them both before the piano comes in. And now at that point there, I can turn them both back off again. Still got a bit of that sounds nice now, a bit of reverb.
In control, but everything is going slow. I can't explain. Well, I tried, so I stand. Another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete.
I'm going to rename this as V2 Octave.
Incomplete. So I stand, another stand. It is my struggle, the one I planned. I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete.
So what I want this to do is get quieter to about there. We don't need that much of it. And the reverb to go up. I think that's more than enough, to be honest. I'll bring it back a bit to there. And then that becomes the end of the song. And that becomes the start of the song. I think the right hand overhead just needed to come up a touch. And now maybe both of them down a bit. I know that the moment I listen to this in speakers, I'm going to go, oh my God, what's going on there? Just turn down the compression a little bit on there. I think I can afford to bring that low shelf up a little bit more as long as I do a high pass. I think I need to take a little bit more bottom end out of those toms. Particularly this one. Let's get some nice reverb on that vibra slap. I keep hearing it, wanting to add reverb, and then thinking, oh, I'll come back to it. I think this is going to need its own reverb. Yeah, I don't think that drum reverb is going to cut it on this. So let's load up reference and get a really big, complete waste of a convolution reverb on a single vibra slap hit, but why not? That's nice. Maybe a delay before it. That's more like it. Oh yeah. Now the feedback down and the mix down a bit. Oh yeah. So built into Cubase is the Voxengo Curve EQ. Can't say that clearly. And you can kind of have a look, because I'm working in headphones, I'm very unsure about what I'm doing because I'm not in front of my speakers at home. So let me take this up to about 4 or 5 seconds, and I'm going to smooth it about 1/3 of an octave. We're just going to have a look at the general frequency response of the whole mix. It's on the hi-hat track, just turn the top down a bit. I don't know why I'm setting that to exactly 50%. It just annoys me if it's like 51, and it shouldn't. And this is why that's why I like analog stuff, because you're not worrying about that sort of stuff. anyway. So that guitar that is effectively the guitar solo. Annoying freak. So that needs a bit of automation on it. So that makes it more present for that bit. Maybe the whole thing could come up just a touch anyway.
So someone stop me before I reach out for the night.
There's just something missing from that snare drum. I'm going to try the black valve plugin that's built into Cubase. Do you know what? I'm going to use their proper gate plugin because I find it a little bit more accurate. Reach in the side chain. That's better. Now with the black valve on it. Right, I'm going to play the whole thing through where I'm at the moment because I don't think this is anywhere near finished. My thoughts are at the moment that if I kept pursuing with this and I was listening back to reference material, I'm not using any like headphone simulator sort of EQ or where they bring the field in. I'm not using any of those kind of headphone speaker emulation plugins or anything like that on it. And I think if I did certain other things with the Cubase plugins and kind of just push certain things a little bit further, I think I'd get closer to what I'm looking for. I'll be honest with you, I need an ear break now from it. And I'm feeling a bit fatigued. And the reason I'm feeling a bit fatigued, I think, is because I'm kind of, although I know some of these Cubase plugins, there's a lot of things that I do in IK Multimedia plugins, in UAD plugins, in Waves plugins, that I know the sound is just exactly what I'm looking for. And I feel myself with this trying to find something within the Steinberg collection that's going to give me the sound of putting the UAD LA2A over the vocal group, or going to give me the same delay as the Delay Lab from IK Multimedia, or the same vocal sound that, you know, smashing one of the Black 76 by IK Multimedia, or, you know, it's those kind of things. And I'm missing, since I've been using the Silk Vocal by Waves, I'm missing some of those kind of little resonance suppressing things that's not just on the vocals. It works really nicely on guitar and Hammond, and I'm sure I could do them with the Cubase plugins. And considering I've just sort of mixing in headphones on Cubase plugins, I think I've got it to a fairly decent place. But there are things that I know I could just do so much faster if I was using the plugins that I know. Which doesn't mean that they're bad by any stretch. It just means I haven't used them as much. And there's certain ones in there that I have used more than others. And if anything, I've tried to steer away from them. That Black Valve plugin I really like. And I kind of steered away from it because I wanted to try some of the other built-in Cubase compressors that I haven't used. But yeah, I'm just going to give it a play, start to finish, and see where it's at, and kind of put it to bed for this session. And be interesting to come back and maybe repeat the whole process using only Waves plugins and only IK Multimedia plugins, and then seeing which of them kind of do the best bits on what, so that, you know, you can bring the mixes together and kind of get the best of all the worlds. It's an interesting path of discovery doing this. It's certainly, I don't think, a mix that I would say I'm proud of or sounds overly professional, but I would say it's on its way to sounding decent. And in fact, some of the nice things about it is the simplicity of not being able to reach for all the toys, you know, just kind of going a bit old school, just a bit of start with EQ, panning, level, then a bit of compression, then some simple reverb and delay, and call it a day, you know, and saturation. I again, on these headphones, that saturation sounds really nice that I've put across everything, but I could put it in my speakers at home or listen back through my iPad or my MacBook Pro or something. Go, oh my God, I've completely overdone that. So if I have, please forgive me. So let's have a listen through to the whole thing without me interrupting it, unless of course I do.
So I stand out for the night.
Well, there we go. That's where I got to. Loads of things stood out there, including that last bass drum, which was way louder than all the others that need to be brought down. Some of that rotary guitar needs to be ridden, come up in other places and come down in places. In general, though, I think it's a step in the right direction. Let's call it that. It was an interesting thing to do, to use only the stock plugins to do everything. In some cases, they did a perfectly good job. And in other cases, I think I either need to work with them more or just stick with the plugins that I know, because I'm going to get to my result faster. But yeah, interesting video nonetheless. The multitrack is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Oh yeah, like it, comment, subscribe, and share. See you in another video. Goodbye.